Hello, McCall. Welcome to the Power of Women Wellness. How are you?
I am doing so well. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm excited that you're here. And I love what you told me before that one of your favorite podcasts was talking about entrepreneur because you're a thyroid queen. Anyone who doesn't know McCall's thyroid queen, she's here in Austin, which we're lucky to have you here. But I'm with you. Like, this is fun and different. And we want to dive into your behind the scenes.
Yeah. And just support women as they're growing into their own journey of entrepreneurship for sure.
For sure. So first off, tell us who you are. What do you do? A little quick bio.
Yes. So I'm McCall McPherson. I am a physician assistant, a PA, and I founded a functional medicine practice here in Austin called Modern Thyroid Clinic. We specialize in complex thyroid disorders and Hashimoto's, and really, in my opinion, we're the best of the best at it. And so I ended up there, honestly, by way of my own complex thyroid journey that wasn't really able to be resolved in the conventional sphere. And now, years later, I get to give people their lives back with hypothyroidism all day, every day. So it's a win-win.
I love that. And I do think the story of your past of having and struggling with it, man, like that makes a big difference because you're able to like speak to those patients so much deeper because you understand everything that they're struggling with.
Yeah.
So, what led you to this medical career though? So I know like what brought you into your niche, but like, have you always just wanted to be in medicine or?
You know what? As long as I can remember, I always wanted to be in medicine. My dad is a psychologist. My mom was a psychotherapist. I had an uncle that was a physician who really has been like a mentor to me most of my life. And really early on, I thought I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. Later on, like late teen years, he's like, McCall, really think about being a PA. And there's not that many of us. There's so many more now than when I went to PA school and started to pursue that. But I think he realized that medicine as a physician can be challenging for women and family life balance and what that looks like for us. So he really kind of nudged me in, I think, the right direction. I came out of PA school, thought I landed my dream job in neurosurgery because that's what I wanted to be when I was a kid. It was not my dream job. Now I'm in my dream job for sure. So quickly I realized that, hey, this is not for me. I ended up a series of so many fortunate events for me landed my calling, like my passion and what I feel like professionally I'm meant to do in the world.
Yeah. It's so funny. I remember having a similar conversation when I was like 5 years old and I knew I wanted to be like a doctor. So I too had always wanted to be in healthcare, but then I remember I don't know who I was talking to, but it was a similar conversation of like, you should be a PA, instead of an MD. And maybe it was for that reason. And, obviously you're so young, you're not really thinking about it. And you're like, okay. I mean, I still stayed pre-med, but then I just totally got switched and found nutrition. So I was really switched, but
more. Yeah, there's more than like being a doctor. Like that's just kind of what we're programmed as children. And as we grow older, we're like, there's all these things in the medical healthcare field that I could go into. Which one is for me? So
yeah, 100%. So give us some of your behind the scenes because, do you actually run that community still? What is it? Is it Thyroid Nation? Yeah. So you're doing a lot and you have two kids.
I have two kids, 4 bonus kids. So I'm a Brady Bunch. 6.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that insane? Okay, I need to drink my tea right now, just thinking about that. It's a lot of pressure.
I'm not saying, wait, okay. So this has gotten good. So you're so much of a mom, probably coming out to your ears and, marriage and running a business and, self-care in general. It's a lot. So share with us your morning routine and what that looks like. And we want to hear it all, like what you're drinking, what you're eating, what you're doing, just what helps you set your day up for success.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. Like I'm kind of in this season. Normally I am like a push person. And I'm almost in the season now where it's like, actually, I want to with intentionality, pull back and create space and like rest as opposed to always pushing, which is against a little bit of my nature, but I think really healthy and really the first time I've done this with this much intention. So now I kind of wake up. My immediate thing is like, hey, I want to wake up and go to 3 to 5 things that I'm really thankful for. especially when you're in a stressed state. Like, you don't want to wake up and just go and hit the ground running. You want to be like, hey, look, this is like one of the high points of my life. What can I focus on right now to keep me grounded on, hey, I'm going to look back on this and really be thankful for these years. So that's really what I do. I spend just a couple minutes doing that. Then I spend a couple minutes of like ironing out, hey, these are my goals for today. And that varies. Like if I'm in clinic, there's very little that I can do outside of seeing patients, but on the days I'm not in clinic, and time blocking for me is life-changing. I'm sure we'll talk about that later, but really ironing out, hey, these are the things that I want to hit on today. After that, I go and I have my little gut drink, my little gut health, like nutrient drink. I try to let the first thing that hits my stomach in the morning be a little bit nutrient dense.
Oh, what's in this? I need to know.
So, it's glutamine. So I take glutamine right now. It is chlorophyll. And then it's the Smurf juice, the blue
Smurf juice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll think of it in a minute. My brain, it's gone for me now. It's this blue drops that help with mitochondrial function, and they taste terrible on their own, but you mix them with some decent glutamine and it's kind of yummy. So, I'm big on.
I feel like it's right there at the tip of my tongue. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I cannot think. Maybe it'll come to us. It's so funny. I had this happen to me the other day and it bothered me. And I'm like, oh wait, duh.
Well, I'm 40 now. So this is part of my aging process, I think. So yeah, it's happening. But yeah, so a little mitochondria, I'll find it. I'll send it to you at least by the time we get off, if we can't remember. But yeah, I put a little mitochondrial support in there, and then an antioxidant that I get from Symbiotica.
Cool.
That actually has a ton of micro minerals and things that, again, doesn't taste great on its own, but you mix it in with some yummy glutamine and it's nice. So
the glutamine is like what's flavoring. What glutamine are you using?
I know. I use Orthomolecular's glutamine and it tastes like vanilla. So like it covers so many nasty tastes of things that I put into my drink in the morning.
Okay. I have to try that. I've only done like Designs for Health or Claire, and it's just like an unflavored. So I've never done a flavored one. Ooh,
it's kind of nice. Good. Yeah. It makes it more doable for sure.
Love that.
So then I just let that marinate for a little while. I take my thyroid medication, of course, with my morning drink. And then I have the beloved coffee. So I do iced coffee with the tiniest bit of heavy cream because I'm an intermittent fasting person.
Okay.
I went through a lot of trial and error of how I could get in coffee without breaking my fast. And that kind of really gets my day started. I used to exercise every morning and do cardio. Now I kind of do weights a few days a week, but not necessarily in the morning. So it's like a little bit slow rolling morning compared to normal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm for that. I feel like it's just with seasons. I'm more chill, even though I am getting back to normal, but we like just remodeled and officially moved in, but now we're like back to normal versus like every waking moment, the moment I woke up or right before I went to bed, we were remodeling this house because we were doing it all ourselves. And so it was just yes. And we did it in 3 months. Yes. So we just moved at the end of, or beginning of January. No, end of January. See, I don't even know. We started November and it was like a flash in my eyes, but my husband was out like doing the house till 1 a.m. I would be helping him, not that late, but like we painted this whole entire house ourselves. I mean, granted, we saved a lot of money, which is nice, but like we were spent. So I feel like I am now like in that phase where I'm just slowing down and doing more things that are relaxing and not always so go, go, go. But I know that's coming back because I can kind of even feel like me desiring like, no, I'm ready to get back to working out hardcore, not hardcore, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
More intensive.
Yes. And it's so seasonal. And it's, I remember going to an acupuncturist once who was like, McCall, now it's not the season for you to push. Like you've pushed enough. Now it's about rest for you. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. You're right. I didn't even
Let's do
think about that. Like, yes. Okay. So, I mean, until it's glaring you in the face or your body completely says, no, no more pushing. You know, we have to learn to tune into the seasons of our life and know that they're not forever. And each one has its, but so important.
And finding that before you get to the point of like
burnout.
Just, sensing that. I know you said you intermittent fast. So how long do you intermittent fast? When do you usually have your first meal?
Yeah. So again, like this season for me is not pushing. So the past several years, I would just push with my intermittent fasting, sometimes too long. I would do prolonged water fasts. And in that season, I kind of needed it. I was in an intensive health rehab phase of fixing my gut, et cetera, et cetera. Now it's like, I'm just in a restorative phase. So I intermittent fast 4 or 5 days a week. I fast for 16 hours, eat within an 8-hour window. I always listen to my body now. It's like, you know what, if I wake up and I'm actually hungry, I'm going to eat. Like I won't fast today, or I'll finish eating early. For me though, intermittent fasting is a big, big way for me to regulate my inflammation, to feel good, to think clear, to have energy, to be a really productive person. And without it, I definitely think I'd compromise some of my productivity and just my quality of life. But again, finding that balance, so powerful.
Yeah. I find women, not that you're old by any means, but I feel like that as you get older, I find that more women respond to IF a lot better than women who like are, young 20s and stuff, and really, starting to like have kids or, kind of that phase of life and whatnot. So that's amazing. I know I hate when I know my husband always is like, people that go on date nights have dinner at like 8 p.m. I'm like, no, I'm like a 4 or 5 p.m. Like I am the grandma. Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
let's start our dinner at 6. Okay. At the latest.
Yes. At the latest. Cause I hate late date nights. Cause then I go to bed like feeling like way too full.
And like, it's not, research shows it's not good for your brain. You don't want to eat close to bed. Like your brain can't clear out all the toxins from the day. It puts you at higher risk for Alzheimer's and dementia. Like there's a why we're hardwired, to eat in a retirement home for our long term.
For sure. I will take it. I mean, I also blame my mom because my mom, we had dinner shortly after we got home from school. So 5 o'clock was pretty much our dinner time. So I think I'm just wired that way. So you told us a little about your morning. So tell us more about your nighttime routine. What does that look like for you?
Yeah. So nighttime routine, I am a very early to bed person. So definitely I'm an early dinner person. Again, I bring my kids home and I kind of feed them dinner at 4:45 or 5 for sure. So it frees up our night so much. And, after that, really, sometimes I try to incorporate a self-care thing every day throughout the week, or replacing one of those days with the weekend. And that's I have a vibration plate that I stand on, to just move around my little.
That's fine too, girl.
Right. We need neighbors. Share all of our little fun things. Yeah. A vibration plate that you that moves your lymphatic system, or
love.
I do that ionic foot cleanse that I thought was total hogwash before I did it. And I actually am obsessed with it.
And then I have people that are obsessed with it.
Yeah. It's so strange. I mean, when I did it first, I'm like, this is total lame. This is nothing. Every single day that I do it, my energy doubles in the afternoon and evening. It's the strangest thing. I even feel my introvert self feels more extroverted on days that I do it. I don't know how, don't ask me, but I've been doing it since 2018.
I've tried looking into the mechanism, just the understanding, what is happening. And I really can't find much. And it might be just one of those things of it just works, you just got trust.
Right. Supposedly it helps detox. I definitely lose a lot of inflammatory water weight when I use it, but anyway, who knows? It's just helping inflammation. And then I'm a sauna person too. I love the sauna. So I try to incorporate one of those little things a few days a week. Just self-care in whatever form that looks like, but be intentional about it. So you can be I did this for me, just for me today.
Yeah.
Not any of my children. And then, I mean, after that, I just sort of relax and unwind and get to bed so early. Ridiculous.
How early?
At 8. I'm in bed at 8. I tuck my daughter in and I'm done.
Oh, about what time do you wake up then?
5:36.
But nice. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I know.
I wish I don't know, maybe I'm just also because I'm back in school and I kind of use like my evenings, I guess, for homework and all that. So I don't know, maybe I'll get to that point, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like a 10:30 to like 6 a.m. person. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you got an extra 2 hours on me.
I know. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice. I need a lot of sleep. Like I really do. I always
You
have. So I
do?
just like
Okay.
prioritize it and make it happen.
Yeah.
As
Yeah. Yeah. See, I need exactly 7 hours. I can't do 5 minutes like less, or I can't do 5 minutes more. My body's like on 7 hours. So yes, I know some people that just naturally need like 10 hours and
Yep.
they just feel their best when they do that.
Yep. That's me.
I love it. I love that. So give us a little what you eat in a day, some of your favorite meals or your go-to things while, busy clinic days and
Yeah.
I that's just a common excuse. Yeah, it's an excuse of women who are, whether they're a business owner or they're climbing up the corporate ladder, is just, I'm busy. But, of course, obviously it's the nutritionist in me that I do believe that we all have time to eat and fuel our bodies. So I always love asking this question to kind of prove wrong. They're like, hey, you can be busy and still get nourishing meals in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I have a couple approaches to this. One is I feel a lot of times it's just over complicated. Like people they think it has to be this huge, extravagant thing to fuel your body. And I can't live that way, at least the bulk of the week. I need things to be very simple, So, during the day, I kind of eat the same thing throughout the week, every day. I always break my fast with protein. So, I do hard-boiled eggs that I make in the morning and have ready for lunch. And then I am obsessed with Applegate's turkey sausage. I eat it like every single day and so many of them, but it's great. It's like high protein.
Yeah.
It gives me a little salt for my adrenals. So every day I kind of break my fast with that and hard-boiled eggs. So like basically a full meal of protein and then a green juice. So
Nice.
I think the easiest way for people who are pushing themselves professionally or they're tired with hypothyroidism, the best way to get in a ton of nutrients is green juice. I mean, it's like you take 6 pounds of veggies and you put them into one little bottle of readily available micronutrients and you can't really go wrong, So
yeah. Is there one in particular? Like, I know that you love Carly's. I love Carly's too from Alchemy.
Yeah. So I do Carly's Alchemy organic green juice every day.
So good.
It is so good. I love hers is the pure greens, which, I say is like all greens, spinach, cucumber. If you don't like your green juice so green, you can add in like an apple or a lemon, but it's hard to make. Like granted, people who are busy, they don't have a lot of time to get produce and make green juice, but pretty much every city in the country at this point has access to an organic juice bar that you can either get shipped or buy in bulk or go and get a few days. And if you do that 3, 4, 5 days a week, you get more vegetable and micronutrients than, I don't know, you'd probably know 98% of the population.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny because I was tempted. I think I saw, this was before Carly posted a little juicer that she bought. I think I saw it online and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. Then my husband's like, slow your roll. He's like, because are you actually going to buy all that produce? I'm like, okay, probably not. And then, cause I was like, well, this could be like maybe a more affordable way. He's like, I mean, maybe, but maybe not, because with all the produce you have to buy, he's like, just keep buying from Carly. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I'll be realistic.
Right. And I mean, the mess, like the mess that it makes is so much, I used to juice myself. Thank God for Carly. Like,
I know.
that makes my life so much easier. So yeah, track down an organic juice person close to you. Carly used to ship nationwide, but I don't think she does anymore. Last I heard.
Oh, really? Oh, I haven't looked, but I thought she did still.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in Austin, I'll go to Alchemy.
I know, if you're in Austin, go to Alchemy. And then dinner's like, it's either super simple, like stir fry veggie and a hamburger patty or chicken. The other thing that we do that on weeks that we have all of our 6 children, which get really crazy, I hire a lady to cook meals for me and she drops them off, and it really takes a huge, like I delegate. That's part of my ability to expand my career is I delegate anything that someone else does better than me. And so I delegate that to someone else and it really is life-changing. I've done it for a while now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It is. We hired a house manager. She actually is leaving us for a different opportunity, but we're hiring another one because we like cannot live without one now, which is obviously very first world. But just when you're so busy, because like, you know, spouses are working like full time, kids, all of that, it is so nice to not have to worry about like little stuff of cleaning the house or running a simple errand or cooking. And it is life-giving, honestly.
Yeah, my whole thing is like, if someone else can do this better than me and I could use that time and offset that expense, that's what I would rather do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And from a business perspective, we have her under our business. And so it's actually, you know, taxes as well. So there's that side.
Yeah. Yeah. The benefits of having a company are endless.
Yes. So I love that. Do you have any like top two meals that like maybe it's a little bit more complex, maybe not as simple, maybe like a certain stir fry or like just, I don't know, a healthy meal that your favorite?
Yeah. So one of my favorites, and that's super healthy, so easy, is I like cook up some ground beef, grass fed, of course, take a beloved Costco red sauce, and I'll make like a bolognese sauce. But then I use palmini. If you guys haven't heard about palmini,
No.
it's freaking amazing. So it's heart of palm. It comes in like a can or a bag, like yep. And it's heart of palm pasta. So they have like linguine and angel hair, and they even have like lasagna noodles. I'm obsessed. They cook in like 2 minutes. So literally you have a meal in less than 10 minutes. That's protein. It has some veggies. You can toss spinach or kale in your red sauce, and it's filling. It's hearty, especially during winter. That's one of my go-tos for sure.
Oh, love that. I think I still have it in my pantry. I think I actually bought it, but I never actually did it. Because by the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I just need more carbs. So I usually will use like jovials, like brown rice pasta or whatnot. So I don't think I've ever had, it's still in my pantry. Like I need to use it. So
you're going to love it.
It's okay. Okay. I'm doing it tomorrow.
Let me know how it goes.
So tell me more about your exercise. I know that you said it's a little different right now, but what are your favorite go-tos for exercise?
Yeah. So, you know, right now I do mainly weight training, and then I try to like multitask and walk on like the treadmill while I'm working a day or two a week.
How's that going?
It's going.
I remember seeing that on Instagram.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. Like right now I'm trying to get into it more and more because we're going on a trip to Portugal in a week and a half or so. And there's so much walking, so much hills. I'm like, we are going to get into Portugal shape. So I've been doing it a ton every day, but no, it's so nice. Like multitasking is huge. So that's really been my thing, like walking and weights, basically slow cardiovascular stuff. Post-COVID, I really have struggled cardiovascularly with exercise. Yeah, a lot. And I was like, I love my Peloton. It's like my favorite form of exercise. It is like therapy for me. But I have yet to get back on my Peloton post-COVID. So it'll happen.
When did you have COVID?
July.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So this is my season. This is my season of restoration and just trimming it back and taking on things when I can. But my ultimate is like, I cannot wait to get back on my darn Peloton. It's my fave.
I bet you I would love it. I don't have it. I have the tonal, and that's like strength training's huge. Yes. My favorite. But I did just get into boxing, and I will say that is probably my favorite exercise that I've done in a long time. Oh, I love strength training, but a new exercise that I've done in a long time. Well, I just like punching something. Yeah. But it's so much more than just upper body. Like I thought, because I always went into it like, oh yeah, this will be like my upper body like day, but no, there's so much core. There's so much mental. Like I'm amazed at how much it isn't upper body and how much it's everything else.
Wow. Who teaches you how to do this? Like, how do you even know?
So at Fight Camp, it's an app, and they have like the gloves, but they also have what makes them different is that it has some trackers in the gloves. So it tracks your punches, it tracks your output of the punches. So you can kind of compare in the class of like, you know, like Peloton, like what are other people doing? Where am I at? Or where, like, I think they do like the average. But yeah, kickboxing classes, regular boxing, and they're 20 minutes. They're so short. And I am like dead in a good way after. Again, like back is sore, core is sore, everything's sore, even upper body. But I don't know. I was like, oh, this is going to get my like upper body good. And then I don't know. I just did not think like core and how awesome it would be.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. Isn't it cool how tech like drives us and fuels us and gives us these whole new exercise experiences?
Yes. And as it, like what we talked about as an introvert, I personally love it because I honestly don't want to talk to people in the gym or in a public class.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Introverts unite with our tech exercise equipment at home. It's true.
I know my husband's like, you probably, cause my ultimate goal is a dream house where it feels like a vacation. There's everything I need. He's like, you would never leave. I'm like, yes, correct. That is why.
What's wrong with that?
That's my goal. I know some people hated COVID. I thrived during COVID. I thrived during everything was shut down. It was like the best time of my life.
You're like, I don't have to see another human right where I want to be.
Yes. Yes. My husband was like dying and he was just like, where are we going? I'm like, nowhere. Everything's shut down.
Like, we're home now for the next 2 years.
So because you're busy, when things come up and it just kind of shoves your schedule in a way that wasn't planned, how do you pivot to get back on track? Have you ever found that being a struggle, or has that always come naturally to you?
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. Part of it for me is planning protected time. So there's time, that I can count on things being dynamic, changing, evolving. And then what I try to do is have some amount of allotted protected time. That's like my buffer, my recovery, my time that I have for me. And obviously that doesn't always work out, but over average, if, you go through a month and you have most of the time, that protected time, it allows you to be more flexible and free when stuff comes up the rest of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Tell us more about your time blocking.
I know. So this is like something that I started doing, gosh, I don't even know, probably 8 or 9 months ago. So I'm a clinician, right? So it's very easy for me to be in a clinic and see patients 4 to 5 days a week, nonstop, just back to back to back to back to back. And it's easy for me to continue to propagate doing that forever. Like that's what most clinicians, really get sucked into. And so I am lucky enough to have a practice that's full. My calendar is always full. I book out. And so I'm the only limiting factor if, hey, is this what my life is going to look like forever? And I'm the person that chooses that. So I've done that for the last 5 years. And now I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want this to be my life forever. So I kind of made an intentional decision almost a year ago that I was going to start time blocking where a couple days a week, I would go hard in clinic. Like that would be my one focus. Everything that I had would just be pouring into clinic the whole workday. And then I'm like, if I commit to doing that, what can I do with these other blocks of time that I actually have freedom in my mind? Because for a long time, I tried to shorten my clinic days and see what I could do after or before. Well, you're so fried. You can't get creative when you've been in this intensive working environment all day. So I'm like, this isn't working. So after a long time of trial and error, it's like, look, I actually need a whole day to get creative. I need a whole day to think about marketing and expansion and promotion and what I want my future to look like. So that's kind of, now I like segregate out days where I can plan for the different parts of my life. So it's working so well. I encourage people to do it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there was even like a productivity study or something about task changing, which I will say, I admit I'm very good at it, even though it probably is a little daunting, but I've just been born a multitasker. So I can easily switch back and forth and get a lot done. But I absolutely, well, thankfully, I'm not thankfully, because we do love our people, but I am not seeing people as much anymore because I'm now more in the business, but I'm managing my girls as well as, like you said, marketing and stuff. I think I get my fix of helping them, but then that way I also am not like deep into like the accountability aspect of it. So it's exhausting. And so I was just going to clarify with you when you said clinic days, I'm like, is that when you're seeing patients, or does that also include, the business side of running a clinic, or it's just fully patients?
just patients. Like that is
Wow.
my actual clinician. Cause I mean, sister, like for years, I did 4 days a week of patients nonstop with like a 15 to 30-minute lunch break. And then also, it expanded my practice and did all the other parts that are entailed in that. And so I don't know how I did that. I pushed. That was my season of pushing, and now I'm just out of that season. And I'm like, I don't want to push anymore. Not that much.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, no wonder why even conventional, I mean, imagine that, like 15-minute appointments back to back. Like no wonder why these practitioners are burnt out.
Yeah, there's no way medicine, it's a mill for burnout. I don't know how a person in conventional medicine outside of maybe like a dermatology kind of situation, I don't know how they don't have burnout, because the charting alone for a pediatric clinician who sees 50 patients a day is a full-time job.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. And I think, like we said, that conversation of you should be a PA versus like an MD. I think people push that because I think you can just, right? You have your work day and that's kind of it versus, MD maybe running the practice is doing it 24/7 and a PA is more, would you agree, more that like 9 to 5 you're done?
For sure. I would say 99% of PAs, they just clock in and they clock out and they make a great living. For sure. That's a little different than me, but I think it's so much more conducive for quality of life.
Yeah, for sure. But I love that you kind of did. And then do you do time blocking like hour by hour on the days that you're creative and the days that you're not seeing patients? I know that's hour by hour, but all the other days, do you have it like I'm working on this project and like that intense time blocking?
Only like half days. The most I'll do is kind of like half days. Like I'll do, expansion and business, creative thinking in the morning. And then I'll do a TikTok afternoon where I'm just hammering out 25 TikToks, so I'll block it that way, but I don't do an hour by hour. I'm actually not very good at switching tasks like you are, like back to back to back. It takes me a while to get integrated and in my flow. And so now I've learned that about myself. So I find ways to set up my schedule that is advantageous for that flaw. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So how's TikTok going? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
Amazing. So I freaking love TikTok. So when I went down to 2 days a week, I committed to myself that once a week I was going to use a day to figure out ways that I could expand our practice or trade less dollars for hours. So find a way to not make this exchange of my time for someone's money, because that's exhausting. So I did. So one day I was like, you know what? I've been putting off starting a TikTok. I'm going to do it today. I'm just going to freaking do it. And I went viral on my first TikTok. Yeah, I did.
No, you did it. That's how they freaking catch you. I swear.
It is. And they got me good, like hook, line, and sinker. So, now I have a blast. I found it to be like a super supportive community. That
really,
yes. Like I think I've gotten 3 negative comments ever out of, a lot of posts. So, I mean, people are just really good to me there. So I've loved it.
Oh my gosh. I usually see the opposite. It feels like the people are so brutal on TikTok. So we have it, but I don't ever go on it. I just do Instagram because I love Instagram. I feel that way with Instagram. Instagram's super supportive. So my assistant will just take my reels and then put them on TikTok. So I just don't have to see it. My husband, the only time I go on TikTok is he's like my curator. So he TikTok. So he'll just send me TikToks and I will open TikTok, go to my inbox and just go to what he sent me.
Yeah. That's so funny. That's interesting. And I feel like I love Instagram. So my patients are on Instagram and they are just constantly giving me love all the time. They're so good to me. My patients are so amazing to me. So that's like my place where I connect with my direct people that I kind of have a touch point in their life. TikTok's the opposite. It's a bunch of people that I don't know that have a new experience of seeing who I am. And so obviously I reach more people that way, but I think you would cultivate such a great little community on there. Don't be afraid of it. It's awesome.
How do you feel like it has been for business? Have you seen more business out of TikTok?
I cannot tell you. I mean, I could. Should I tell you how much I make?
Yes. I'm like,
this is an entrepreneurial podcast, right?
Yes.
So I made an extra $93,000 in a month, the first 26 that I started TikTok, directly from TikTok people, traced to them an extra $93,000.
And what did you sell something?
I sold close to 30 new patient packages in a month, and everyone is like $5,400. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to pay attention to TikTok.
Write down, start using TikTok. I mean, so yeah, no, it's been extraordinarily lucrative for me. The other thing that it's done is like, now, I mean, I have a great reputation in Austin, right? I mean, generally,
yes, you do.
Know who I am. They know who our practice is.
Yep.
They know me. I've built a name for myself outside of that. And even nationally to a degree, I've promoted and done enough podcasts and documentaries and summits, but TikTok puts me in front of, 2 million people from all over. So even this week alone, I went into clinic twice for out-of-state patients to fly in to establish care. I used to do that once a month. Now I have to go once or twice a month. This week I went twice. So, I mean,
wow,
a lot of out-of-state people are flying in to see me now, just more because I'm reaching.
That's amazing.
Farther.
Oh my gosh. Because I know I've seen like your TikToks on Instagram. Do you do both? Do you do TikTok first and then move to Instagram?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't do Instagram first and then move that to TikTok?
No. And in fact, like probably 1/100th of my TikToks, I even get to Instagram. Now I've hired someone to repurpose my TikTok content and put it on Instagram. I'm never on Instagram. I'm trying to get so much better, but it's not my place. Like for whatever reason, like TikTok is my place. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Oh, okay. Well, that's encouraging to hear that there's such a good community and that's possible, because I feel like I've only seen like, just people being so damn brutal on TikTok, and you're like, never mind, I don't want to be there.
Don't even pay attention to it. If they say something mean to me, I'll just like block them. I don't even care. I don't let anyone be negative to me or anything on anything really. I'm like, I don't have time for you. Go be negative somewhere else.
Yeah. Agree. All right. Well, you got this TikTok inspiration over here. I'll have to go look at what you do. How many do you do in a day when you're planning them or doing them?
So I'll cycle through, like sometimes I'll do 1 or 2 a day, and then I've only done like 3 in the last couple of weeks. So it'll just kind of come in waves, and I don't have like I have a particular system that I do on TikTok to try to go viral, but I don't have any posting schedule necessarily.
Nice. I love that. It's like authentic. Like you love to do it, but it's authentic in how you show up. Do you have any favorite resources for like mental health, just podcast, books, anything along those lines?
Oh gosh. I mean,
growing entrepreneurship and anything business or.
I don't necessarily think I do. I mean, one of my favorite mental health books is like The 4 Agreements for sure.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh gosh, it's so good. Yeah. The 4 Agreements is such a powerful thing on audio, but it's so short, like you'll finish it in a couple days. But it's great things to live by for sure. And yeah, I mean, Glennon Doyle Melton is like the freaking best. Like, I love that woman. God bless her. But other than that's like a self-growth book for me. But other than that, I mean, gosh, I really say dig into what you want and your authentic self and what you want your life to look like, and be intentional with that and make moves to have that align with what your life actually looks like. Cause no one will do that for you. You're the only one to create your own reality. So you got to work at it.
Yeah. And you did a great job about that. You changed and found your niche that you're so good at, and you just help people, and people are coming in and flying to see you. I mean, come on, you're creating that dream life. And I love that you also created that weekly schedule that works for you. So you're not constantly being burned out, and you're spending that time. I think I have hope that we are switching from the hustle and grind and sleep when you're dead. I do feel like that is somewhat ending, and people do have more insight. I see it a lot on social media of just that time of relaxation and feeling okay with that, and not feeling behind and comparing your journey to someone else. Like, I do see that increasing. So that does give me hope that maybe this hustle and grind culture is ending.
I definitely think in the future, we'll have a 4-day work week max. School will be a 4-day week. Like, I just think our values are changing and shifting. And now we want like quality of life. Like, that's what we're at this point.
Isn't that, don't like France do that? I swear they have like a 4-day work week and a 3-day weekend.
I don't know. Maybe. I know Italy doesn't,
We're
but
behind.
we are behind. We are, and they're all about the moment. They are not about the hustle. You know, Europe is not a push, 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 push. They're very much about, I want to enjoy the moment in my life right now. I love that about them.
I think I may, you know, I'm just influenced by Emily in Paris. That
Love
super
Emily.
cute Netflix. And that's where I started. I'm like, oh, maybe that's a thing that like they are so, you know, the US is so work, 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 and they're just like work, but there's so much more to life outside of work. And it's like, I love that. What is wrong with us? Everything with like food and ingredients and products, like what is wrong with us?
I remember I lived in Italy for a year. It's like super special to my heart. I go back all the time. I'm fluent in Italian. Like I went 5 times last year.
Oh.
And so it is like really half of my heart stays in Italy. But I remember when I lived there and I went to a coffee shop with the people that I was there working for. And I'm like, well, could we get this coffee to go? Like, could I get a to-go cup? And they were literally like, we don't have to-go cups of coffee. Coffee is meant to sit down, have a moment, pause your life, connect with the person that you're sitting with to have the coffee, and then you finish and then you move on with your day. But this is your mini vacation. I was like, oh, okay. I see.
Well, what if you're a slow drinker like me? And it takes me
well, they're
all
only
day.
this big. So the coffees are like a shot. So that helps.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, wow. Incredible. Well, we so appreciate you sharing your knowledge and TikTok inspiration and what you're doing to take care of yourself, being busy. How can we support you? Where can we find you? Give us the TikTok account.
Right. It's all about TikTok. You can find me at McCall McPherson for sure. You can find me on Instagram too, but you'll just find my TikToks there as well. Yeah, come follow me, hang out, post questions. I do TikTok lives where I take like any and all questions from people, including like their labs and whatnot. So people love that. So yeah, find me there.
You're going for it, girl.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
I love that. Well, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.